Hey guys, Christine here. Hopefully you guys can hear me well. I know there's a lot of music in the background because I am out on a little lunch break before the trading day starts. It's only 2:24. Markets don't open until 5 o'clock, and today's Sunday, so most likely I won't really be trading much today until late night, aiming into let's say 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time towards tomorrow morning. But anyhow, just wanted to go over my trading plan. I did tell you guys that I was basically building a trading plan based on compounding your account to 100 grand. And why 100 grand? Because I have all of my private students do this, and I tell anybody who is in our trading group that, guys, if you plan to live off of trading forex, then your goal should be to build an account to 100 grand, like that, on very low risk, 1% literally you'll be able to make over $1,000 a day without having to really put much effort or even having to be that aggressive with your account. So I'll show you guys what all of this looks like when I'm talking about. Let me share my screen. So here you go. So first thing I want to show you guys is the compounding chart. Now I'm going to go ahead and change the numbers. Most of my students will either start with $500 or $1,000. When I start off a student, I tell them, okay, so you're going to be doing demo for a little while until you become used to trading or until you develop a certain skill set and realize what you're good at. Because your trading plan is going to be based on what you are good at, whether it is swing trades, intraday trades, or scalping. Okay, you're going to realize what style you're good at, and we're going to basically help you find a style that fits best. Now, initially, when we're training you how to trade, like for example, with scalping, that's something that's going to click in place naturally. Some people already start off scalping, and that's pretty much all they know how to do, or all they are used to doing. But what we base our training on is intraday trades. Intraday trades, which can also translate to swing trades as well. Okay, we teach you how to get into the markets, basically look at the market as a whole, make a trading plan as a whole, entry, take profit. That's something that you learn how to do for yourself. Like that, with or without us, you're able to make money in the markets. So I'm going to put the balance here. This chart is completely adjustable where you can actually change the balance to whatever amount that you're starting with. And but usually we're looking at a 10% daily growth. But guys, this is actually a very aggressive plan. That's why we don't necessarily start our new student this right away. That's something again that they do once they gain more experience and understand how to trade or what they're good at doing when it comes to trading. Okay. Now, right here is basically suggested lot sizes. If you know that you're good at gaining 20 pips in a day, or if you know that you're good at gaining 30 pips, 7 pips, or more, all you have to do is pretty much follow this chart accordingly, okay? The less pips that you're doing, the more aggressive it gets. The lot sizes are a lot bigger because you're planning to stay in the markets only for a short period of time and jumping out. If you're the type of trader or scalper that decides that they're going to go into the markets 5 pips at a time or 3 pips at a time, I don't recommend that you change this to 3 pips, but that you basically do 3 pips until it adds up to 20 pips, or 3 pips until it adds up to 30 or 70, depending on what you know that you're capable or able to do based on that particular chart. Understand that it'll either mean that you're looking for trades longer than other people, or that you're only looking for a few trades and you're able to basically sit out after that and finish the trading day or finish trading for the day period. Okay. As you basically aim for more pips, your lot sizes are a lot lower. And I do advise that, especially when you get to the point where your account balance is a lot higher, your lot sizes would usually increase if you want to avoid having to use huge lot sizes all the time. Then that would be your best bet. Like that, you can be as safe as you can possibly be. Now, again, I said this was an aggressive plan. Whether it takes you a year to accomplish this chart, whether it takes you 6 months, 3 months, 2 months. Just understand your risk. The shorter time you take to do this, that you're using. The longer time you take to do this, the less risk and the more longevity your account can have based on that. I am going to warn you that I'm using an aggressive approach, however, and I don't necessarily recommend that you use an aggressive approach unless you know that you could possibly blow your account using an aggressive approach and understand that, okay, that is what you're risking, and if you're okay with that, then that's on you. Now, if you want to ensure that you reach this goal no matter what, then I'd say go for less aggressive plan. Aim for, you don't have to reach your goal every single day. There'll be some days that you will not trade. Like me, myself, even with my aggressive plan, there's some days that I don't trade. I don't trade unless I find a good setup, unless I find a good trading plan or a good trade, period. If I don't find a trade, then I don't trade. That's as far as I go when it comes to my rule. I will not trade if I don't find a trade. Okay? So there'll be some days I don't trade, and there'll be some days where I make more than my goal, and some days where I make less than my goal. And I'm going to basically show you guys an example of that. On top of the fact that I'm following this chart, I'm going to show you guys exactly what I did, because I actually started with a different balance. I started with 497. And I actually did my compound chart a little bit differently. I made it even more aggressive. I decided that I was going to do 20% for 2 weeks, then lower it to 15%, and then lower it to 10%. Basically, for 2 weeks, I'll be trading those percentage, 20% the first 2 weeks, 15% the next 2 weeks, and then the next 3 weeks, or however long it takes me to get to 100 grams. So on 100%, this basically is what we would be aiming for on a daily basis. This is how our lot sizes would change as our account grows, things like that, little adjustments like that. I actually didn't start using standard lots until my last day of trading. For the entire time I was using a 0.35, that was my go-to lot size, and as I got to my goal or close to my goal, I increased the lot size probably only by 0.50, so I only went to 0.50, and then literally on the last day is when I actually started using a one standard the whole entire time. So you basically adjust it to fit what you're capable of doing and understand what risk you're using by doing what you're doing, by being aggressive. Now, even though I'm doing 20%, which is very aggressive, I'm spreading out my lot sizes into several trades. I'm not necessarily aiming for 30 pips all at once or 20 pips all at once. I usually break them up. If I see that there's a lot of good scalping opportunities that will only give me 5 pips at a time, I only aim for 5 pips until it adds up to one of those areas. If I know that I have a good trade plan, like an intraday, that will give me exactly 30 pips, no risk, then I'll go for my 30 pips, and I'll probably use that lot size until I reach my 30 pips. Now, as far as keeping track of that, I went ahead and tracked my daily goal and my daily accomplishments, what I was able to do. Monday didn't trade on Monday or Sunday, so as you can see, I didn't trade Tuesday. My goal was to make 300 that day. I only made 100. Wednesday, goal was to make at least, I only made 75. So I didn't really reach my goal until probably the last day. Now, on Thursday, I don't have anything there not because I didn't trade. I didn't do any scalping, that's one thing for sure. I just did a whole bunch of intraday trades that were pending. They were not active yet. They didn't activate until late that night. And the next morning, I actually woke up with a few profits, and then I had some trades that closed later on that same day. So based on those trades, I was able to capture all the way up to $3,300. My goal to close off for the day was I wanted to end off the week with $3,000. And if I could and if I could not do $3,000, I would be satisfied with 2,600. Whatever I could make, I'd be satisfied with at least getting up. I wind up surpassing that goal. I got to 3,100, and then basically now we're aiming for the next one. Now this is all based on me doing 10%. Now based on the chart, however, by my 5th day, I should have been like at 3,700. So I guess you could say I'm a little bit less than where I should have been according to this chart, but that's fine with me. So for the next week, I'm still aiming for 20% daily. I want to end off the week with about 7,000. So I'm gonna go back to my Word document for that you guys can see this. So I want to end off with about 7,000. That's why I put 7,000 here. I'll be satisfied if I just reach 5,700, and that's completely fine with me. And then as we go through the days, I will be making adjustments, start putting down my actual balance amount and the amount that I want to end with. I'll be basically doing that for every single day, and basically I adjust the plan as I go or as I accomplish different stepping stones. Okay. So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys an idea of what everything looks like. So based on a $300,000 account, okay, just rounding it up. On the 5th day, which would be the end of the week, I would be expected to reach 7,400, give or take, okay? And that's based on doing 20% on a daily basis. My goal is to be 7,000. If I'm 7,000, I'm good. I don't need to trade any more than that. I can stop right there. Of course, every single day I'll have a whole different goal, and when I reach that goal, as soon as I reach that goal, if I don't have any pending trades, then I don't look for more trades. I'm done trading for the day, pretty much. Any pending trades, I leave them. Whenever they activate, they activate. Okay. So that's been working for me. So I plan to keep on going with that same trading plan. Okay. Now, once I do reach my goal of 7,000, even if I don't reach it this week, and let's say I reach it next week, Monday, or I reach it on Tuesday or Wednesday, it really doesn't matter. As soon as I get to $7,000 is when I'm going to change my balance. And this is just the way I'm doing it. There's so much freedom in using this chart. You can adjust it to however you want it to be. But I'm going to adjust it to 15% on a daily now. Basically, I'm lowering it as I go. So on 15%, by the end of that week, I will be expected to be at 14,000. By the end of 2 weeks, about 28. Okay. My goal, by the end of 2 weeks, I want to be at 20 grand. Okay. Whether I wind up being at 20 grand or more is besides the point, but that's my ultimate goal. At least I want to close off with 20 grand. Okay. Once I get to 20 grand, as soon as I get to 20 grand is when I lower my risk. I plan to lower it to 10%. I'll show you what that looks like as well. This is on 20 grand. Let me erase that. 0. 10% daily risk. And again, this is very aggressive. But even 10% I consider very aggressive too. So on 10%, basically by the end of that week, I would be at 32. By the end of the week, the second week, I'd be at about 60 or 50, right? My goal would be to at least reach 50. And then from there, I just keep on compounding with the same 10% until I reach 100K. Okay. Say that I'm giving myself about 3 months to do this if I'm able to follow the plan as is. So far, I'm doing well with that, but we'll see how everything ends off. By, I'd say, the end of January, I should reach this particular goal right here. And then once I reach this goal, I tremendously lower my daily percentage to 1%, because my ultimate goal, or the ultimate goal that I push people towards, is building your account or compounding your account to 100K. Why? Because on 100 grand, 1% risk, you're literally making 1,000 a day, and you don't even have to stay in trades long. You don't have to look at your computer. much at all anymore. Everything is very, very low risk and you're still reaching your goal. So basically, once you get to this goal, I'd say leave your account at 100 grams, no less than that. Anything that you make on top of that is profit, and you can only withdraw what you make on top of that. Keep your account always at 100K. Once you get to 100K and you start making extra money on top of that, you can put the extra money into other investments, maybe real estate, maybe other trading accounts, maybe other forms of trading like trading futures or even trading the stock market. Now you have wider options. Probably building your credit. Get yourself a good car and use that to build credit, things like that. I have my own my own plan of what I basically going to do as I build this particular account. And I'm basically going to walk you guys from scratch of all of that, but you guys can see how I'm building my life based on trading and how you guys potentially can build your life, whether it's the same or different or adjusted to whatever goals you have when it comes to trading. Okay. So this is the ultimate goal, getting your account to this amount. And then from there, you're on 1% risk, making 1,000 a day. Everything that you make on that is pretty much profit that you would withdraw and use on anything else that you have as plan or goals moving forward. So that's that. If you guys look at my Facebook page, sorry about that, but if you guys look at my Facebook page, you'll notice that we do have a plan for, not a plan, but we do have discounts for Black Friday. That will last until the 30th, so do take advantage of that. Basically, we're teaching you how to trade, teaching you pretty much everything that you would need to learn in order to be a profitable trader. Our deal is as followed. I'll walk you guys through that. For Black Friday, you can learn how to trade, get signals from our traders, and guidance at the same time from our group. Based on those plans, we have a silver package plan where you're able to pay $75. That's Black Friday discount. This is definitely a steal. $75 a month. You're able to learn how to trade. It's flexible where you can cancel it, and as long as you cancel it before the end of the next pay or next month, you can have that month canceled, or you can continue to, based on what you're learning, based on how long it takes you to learn, continue your membership for $75 every single month, reoccurring. Then we also have the Platinum package, which is just a one-time payment of $750 for the entire year. This right there is definitely a steal. I would say it's way too dirt cheap for what you're getting, because you're getting one-on-one coaching. You're still having access to our trade signals, and you're having access to our trading group and our trading environment. The only difference is that this package alone, you actually get one-on-one coaching, which you don't get for any of the packages. And if you're taking advantage of Black Friday, then you're getting even lower price than anybody will ever get for this package. After this year, our prices are actually going to go up because we're actually undercharging for the services that we're giving. But as I was saying, with this particular package, you can learn from any one of our coaches, whether it's myself, whether it's any of the other teachers based on their schedule. You basically schedule around our schedule and decide who you want to have train you one-on-one for either that week or the next week, and you can switch around different teachers if you want to. But what's great about this plan is that you get the one-on-one coaching. If you're training with me specifically, then I'm going to put you on a specific plan that pretty much all of my private students. Like the compounding chart is definitely something that you'll be looking at. But do understand that there is steps that you will take before you get to that point that will make you a more efficient trader. And that is what it makes our program very cool. The fact that we teach you to be an efficient trader that makes money in this marketplace. Whether you're trading with or without us, you'll be able to come up with your own trades. You won't only have to rely on our signals, but trades that you yourself came up with, because we taught you exactly how to do that. We pretty much wean you off of having to rely on us from day one. That is basically how I train and how most of us actually train. But we all do have our own style when we coach, so do expect a slight difference in our coaching style. All right, guys, inbox me if you have more questions about my chart, about my compounding plan, or even about Black Friday special that we have going on here.